Tourism is the activities of people traveling to and staying in places outside their usual environment for leisure, business, or other purposes. Tourism can be an ever-changing and competitive industry that requires the ability to adapt constantly to customers' changing needs and desires. In cities or countries where tourism rates are high, it is usually vital to their economy. Tourism boosts economies, employs thousands of locals, enhances businesses and companies, and helps pay for government-run services such as infrastructure. In 2016, global tourism contributed $7.61 trillion in revenue. This number is also the highest it has been in the last 10 years. Ecotourism, in particular, is becoming more prominent. It has significant advantages over conventional traveling. Especially in Costa Rica, ecotourism has proven to be significantly popular. National parks and the unique landscape of the country is what draws the majority of tourists in. Costa Rica receives over 1.7 million tourists per year, with earnings that amount to more than $1.7 billion per year. Also, 80% of visitors to the country come to do ecotourism-related activities. Tourism overall provides many benefits for Costa Rica and its citizens.
Framing tourism as an issue. The concern.
Tourism can affect the surrounding ecosystems by placing a demand on more development, such as hotels and shops. This leads to the destruction of natural landscapes and habitats of species. Also, tourism can cause certain areas to become overcrowded, meaning more traffic congestion and therefore pollution.
The causes of tourism.
Over the past few years, tourism has increased throughout our world. This increase has been caused by many different factors. Leisure times, such as shorter work weeks and breaks for holiday, have resulted in more time for people to travel. Early retirement has also left older people with more free time on their hands and a pension, making it easier to travel to different places. Also, vacationers are no longer just lying on a beach and relaxing all day. These travelers are heading out on sightseeing expeditions, hiking trails, and making their way over to theme parks.
The implications of tourism. Political.
Politically, Costa Rica has become a model nation when it comes to the action being taken by the government in protecting the nature and ecosystems. It is because of the stable government, along with their democratic traditions, that have made Costa Rica an international leader for business and tourism. The government continuously regulates the country's natural resources and fundamentally supports conservation tourism. They invest on average over $100 million a year in environmental protection, mainly to manage residual waters as well as protect biodiversity and landscapes. Because of this, Costa Rica has been able to grow not only socioeconomically, but also peacefully as a nation. For example, despite the absence of a military, Costa Rica remained an extremely peaceful nation, with former President Oscar Sanchez winning the Nobel Peace Prize for his contributions in promoting peaceful action within Central America. This strong political climate creates an attractive destination for people all around the world, making Costa Rica a central hub for tourists.
Social implications.
Tourism has many social implications, positive and negative, affecting both the tourists and locals in the community. Many tourism-related activities have vastly contributed to local initiatives within the community. For example, organizations such as Adifort manage funds from touristic areas such as the La Fortuna waterfall and distribute the funds to local services such as orphanages. This benefits the most vulnerable members of society. In addition, tourism provides cultural benefits between the locals and visitors. Tourists are able to appreciate the local foods, sites, and traditions when they interact with the locals. Specifically in Costa Rica, a country that places a large importance on preservation and sustainability, tourists can learn a thing or two about living more conscious and sustainable lifestyles. On the contrary, the tourism industry also conflicts with the local lifestyles. Increased noise, disruptions, crowding, garbage, and disease are some of the negative implications that have affected the area. Additionally, tourism has infiltrated certain aspects of the local community and violated human rights. For example, development projects near the beach have caused the displacement of local residents. Certain beaches have also become privatized, forcing local communities to compete with mega resorts over water, electricity, and other resources. Overall, tourism in Costa Rica provides many social benefits for members of the community as well as tourists, but some of the industry's destructive actions are negatively impacting the lives of citizens.
Environmental implications.
The tourism industry can have both a negative and positive effect on our environment. Water, a necessary natural resource, is overused by hotels, swimming pools, and golf courses, which can then lead to water scarcity. An average golf course in a tropical country uses the same amount of water that a village of 60,000 villagers does. Recreational facilities are sprouting up all over the place due to the tourism industry, and because of this, wildlife and local ecosystems are threatened. Tourism accounts for about 75% of CO2 emissions globally in regards to air, road, and rail transportation. Improper disposal of waste from tourists also plays a part in degrading ecosystems and altering physical appearances of the land. Thanks to tourism, sewage runoff has also increased. The sewage increase has led to pollution of seas and lakes, which can damage wildlife and ecosystems. Throughout our world, ecotourism activities that keep the environmental values as the main point of their business have developed. Costa Rica, a country filled with tourists and tourist attractions while submerged in the environment, has taken ecotourism and used it to its benefit. Since the country's main tourism points are natural attractions, this leaves an incentive to keep these areas untouched. Preserving these areas helps to keep surrounding wildlife safe.
Economic implications. Tourism brings a significant contribution to many countries' economies. Primarily, the introduction of new industries provides opportunities for governments to collect more taxes and use this income to benefit the community. These include accommodation and restaurant taxes, airport taxes, sales taxes, park entrance fees, employee income tax, and more. Without tourism, these industries would not generate enough income to support economies. Especially in countries with large unemployment rates, the jobs that are created through tourism are very valuable. The 2017 Economic Impact Report by the World Travel and Tourism Council indicates that the industry generates 1 out of 10 jobs worldwide, growing at a pace that outperforms employment in the global economy for the 6th consecutive year. If more jobs are generated, this means more money is being spent and more money is going into the economy. The economic status of a country is also negatively affected by tourism. Everyday necessities sold in stores can become more expensive when tourism picks up in an area because foreigners are willing to pay more. Locals may not be able to afford these prices, which increases their cost of living. Costa Rica is the perfect country for ecotourism because of its coasts in the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, variable topography, diverse soil combinations, and climatic variations. Its natural landscapes make it ideal to become a tourist paradise without spending much money and still generating income to benefit the economy. The possible solutions to the negative effects of tourism. In order to make tourism more sustainable and efficient, countries need to take initiative to prevent harmful effects. Creating and maintaining pathways in natural areas can prevent erosion as a result of tourist visitors. This way, visitors can experience and learn about the natural areas while not damaging the ecosystems. Education is also important. If tourists know what activities are particularly damaging to the communities and which activities promote an environmentally friendly community, they will be more conscious of their actions.
Overall, the tourism industry can have both positive and negative implications on our world. The way we currently approach tourism is causing problems for our environment, economy, etc. As mentioned before, there are many ways to turn the negative aspects into positive aspects. If countries around the world with high tourism begin to treat this industry in a way that is eco-friendly and can benefit the country and its tourists while also keeping wildlife and ecosystems safe, it will have the capability to have a positive impact on our world.